everyone, and welcome to Death by Exposure. This is sort of our audio-visual podcast in which we get together over the course of a few weeks and give ourselves a theme or a challenge and kind of just share our pictures with one another in our quest to become better photographers. I'm Russell, and co-hosting with me is my friend Ryan.
Hello, everyone, and good day to you.
Good day. So it's been a few weeks. We've had the 4th of July pass by. It's been a busy couple of weeks, so we haven't been able to meet up. But how's your shooting going?
Yeah, man, good. I've been trying to drive around to different places that I haven't been before, or that I went to a long time ago, and take pictures of that. And I was able to find some really cool places around St. Louis and in the city.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I know. Getting a sneak peek, it's like, dang, dude, you got blessed with some good weather and some really cool structures too.
Yeah.
But I kind of had like work every other day this week, so I wasn't really able to get away too much, but I think all the sort of stories and interesting things found their way to me. So I think we can go ahead and start. I usually start it, but why don't you kick it off this time?
Okay, sure. I'm gonna start with this. Well, okay, I'll start by saying that I thought about the fact that I don't really shoot like portraits. And then I thought, well, what do I shoot? And I was like, well, mostly I shoot like landscapes or architecture. So I want to focus on that. So, this one I was driving through the city, and this is on one of the first streets. I'm not sure if it's First Street necessarily, but
yeah,
from the river, from the Mississippi River, in downtown St. Louis. And I just thought these buildings are really cool because, first of all, they're old and probably, say St. Louis blowpipe,
funny.
whatever that means.
Right.
But
it's like a tobacco company or something.
It could be, yeah, something like that. But what I thought was just really interesting about this was you might probably not guess that this was St. Louis. It looks like it could be,
You don't think the St. Louis blowpipe?
Well, yeah, except for that. This is like this giant, hey, this is St. Louis, everybody. So, I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting scene, I thought.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool because, the scene itself, kind of gives, the abandoned, industrialization sort of theme to it, because it's, got all this, tall overgrowth in the front.
Yeah.
And, the chain link fence, and even, it almost, the St. Louis blowpipe thing almost looks like a gravestone because it's, 1948 to 1960, rest in peace, St. Louis blowpipe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's interesting because it's almost I feel like this is a good sort of this shows off the history of St. Louis and the whole industrialization and maybe the failures of some businesses. And then it's just peeking out of the background, you got this new shiny bridge too.
Yeah, the bridge.
So
I think the bridge is cool. Over here in the left corner, there's the road looks totally deteriorated.
Oh yeah, I'm just noticing that it's really cracked.
And then the one other thing is I also messed around this week with the color grading, I suppose you say.
Oh cool, you were trying some
in Lightroom, editing and whatever. So it's also could be partially that, but I thought the clouds look really nice. Because they're defined, and a lot of times I take pictures of the sky and it's just white, but this turned out really nice sky.
Yeah, no, the clouds definitely, because it feels like a cloudless day. I mean, it'd kind of be just the buildings would divide and then there'd be all this empty space, but I think the clouds definitely fill in that top half of the frame really nicely too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, this is a nice one.
Thanks.
All right, so you ready for a little story time?
Why, sure.
So I walked out to go take pictures for this week, right? I was like, oh man, it's 6 p.m. I haven't been out shooting all week. I'm just gonna walk out and get some golden hour shots, right? I walk into the alley. I take a grand total of 3 pictures, and then I hear, "Is this your dog?" And it wasn't. It was just this stray guy right here. And so, I was like, oh man, well, if it's no one's dog, I'm gonna take pictures of him. And so, I was just taking a ton of pictures of this guy.
That looks awesome.
And yeah.
He looks
so
awesome.
I think Yeah, man, he was such a sweet dog. But basically, the people I found him with, they didn't want to handle it, so they basically gave me a leash and some dog food, and they're like, "He's your problem now." And so I took him into my apartment for a night and just like took care of him for a day until, you know, like animal services could like intake him and actually like treat him, because he had some like skin problems and stuff like that. So he needed a little extra help. But yeah, and so I just took so many pictures of this dog because it was like such a odd happenstance. And so I think he's up for adoption now. And once I get back from some trips, because I didn't want to take in a dog, and
that's the hard part
go
about
on a
having
ton
a
of-
dog, man. Is you gotta be. I don't know how you travel. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't want to get a dog and then just go travel to a bunch of places. So if I get back from vacation and a good family hasn't picked him up yet, I'm heading to the shelter and I'm adopting this guy.
Cool, man.
Because
He looks really cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you know, in the picture I'm choosing for him, I just feel like it really shows off. Like he's just got like these kind of like beautiful eyes, you know, and it's like the detail that like the black and white brings out, and like the super low aperture brings the point of his nose into focus, and then the rest of his body gets blurred out, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is a really good character shot of him, you know, because he was like kind of stoic, but he was really sweet too.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see it in his eyes, I think, and this framing is perfect for that. You can just see his whole head, and then I think it's cool. Like you can see the shadow of his ear on his neck in this
Yeah,
one
yeah,
picture,
yeah.
and it almost makes it look also like this is in black and white. Super, or maybe it is. Is it?
Oh yeah, it is black and white. Yeah, he's like he's a brown and white dog, and then you know, I thought it'd be nice to take it in black and white, mostly because he was like a little bit dirty and he had been on the street for a while, and the black and white sort of covered it up and made him look really beautiful instead of, you know, like this kind of stray dog.
I saw. Maybe I was watching the video or I read that, you know, black and white in portraits makes it a little less realistic, that it makes it really show the character, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think the black and white gives you less distraction, and it makes you focus on more of like the contours and the shape and the expression and all that.
Yeah, that's it.
I think I like this one because I consider this my first good portrait.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a portrait.
Like yeah, you know, because it's a portrait of a dog, you know, and it's like literally the background is completely indistinguishable. Let's see, when did I take this? I took this at 4 a.m. because this dog would not fall asleep in my apartment, and so I just took him to like the little dog park, and I was like playing fetch with him and trying to tire him out at 4 a.m. And so this was finally after I had like wore him down and he was feeling sleepy, and so he was just sort of sitting down and staring out at the road, and that's when I took this. But yeah, man, so it was a super unique situation, and you know, if I do end up adopting him, I think it'd be really cool to say photography ended up getting me a dog. You know, yeah, that's my story for the week.
Man,
so
like
let's top it off with your final pick.
Okay, all right, here we go. This one I thought was kind of neat. It's the St. Louis Southwestern Railway Freight Depot.
Oh yeah.
And well, first of all, I used that same pancake lens, and I thought it just turned out really crisp. You can see even this like plant behind the building that's growing up here. It's very detailed. You can see all the little leaves.
I feel like what aperture was this at? Let me see. Or you're shooting? Oh, you were shooting at f/16, so this is like super in focus.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. Also, that lens I think is just pretty sharp. I didn't even realize because I was too focused on the freight depot, but these two graffiti guys that just like totally pop out and are huge. They take up most of the frame, you know.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be cool if there's like this power pole kind of gives you like a sense of scale of how big that graffiti is.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, that's gigantic.
Yeah.
Someone put time into that.
So I titled this folder St. Louis Revival because I got a lot of this kind of, you know, especially in the city, it's just this magnificent architecture that's, you know, buildings that are just like this, you know.
Yeah.
Incredible. It's just like, what even am I looking at? You know.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because it's just like, I don't know. It tells sort of the same story that your first shot told as well, where it was basically like, this is something that used to be a thriving business, you know, and I imagine a lot of trains and stuff would come through here and drop off their wares and goods and all that. And now look at it. It's just just like there's not a single window with glass still in it, and if it does, it's like broken glass. You know, it's graffitied, and it's like kind of in like this abandoned, dusty, muddy, puddly area, you know.
Very much.
So it's cool. Yeah, it very much so tells the story. Well, because it's also like this kind of grimy thing, and then you got the beautiful blue sky up top again.
Yeah, the sky turned out good.
So yeah, I like it.
But yeah, I think like you said, it really tells a story immediately. You know, you're like, oh, or it's just interesting.
Yeah.
There you have it.
I think it's super cool. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you took it in like you know, in portrait mode instead of landscape. Yeah,
I'm fascinated by portrait mode because portrait up style, because like I don't know, it seems like people don't use it very much, but our phones are that way.
Right.
So it seems to like make sense, you know, but like, so I don't know. I just thought I would mess around with it because, you know, most of the time I shoot landscape, horizontal. But yeah, it's interesting to try and shoot this way because, you know, it gives you a totally different frame to compose.
Yeah. You have to think about the composition more in terms of height instead of like placement with width and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely makes you think about it different.
But yeah, so then one challenge I'll say is that I had with this is that I felt like this is hard to read, and when you zoom in, it's again crisp and you can see it. But when you zoom out, it's hard to see St. Louis Southwestern Railway. So I tried to like increase the contrast of this green, you know.
And did you get any shots like alternates where it's like a little bit closer up to it?
Nah, man, that's the only one I got, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I feel like you could get a really cool set out of this by like doing a far out, like you know,
that's
almost
an
like
interesting
a ton of
idea.
movie shots where you stand far out and then you get closer, you know, to like kind of highlight the things that you want to show off about the building, you know.
Cool idea. You could even
know,
use different lenses too, and just like one wide, one up on the thing, and then match them together, you know, put them together.
Yeah, I was about to say, like a wide angle lens would be really cool for your far away shots, you know, really showcase the area, and then you could get like, you know, 50 millimeter prime or something to really showcase the text and the graffiti. You know, that's the beautiful part about photography is you don't have to showcase a subject with just one image. You could do a whole set, you know, and really get a vibe of like, oh, this is the location and this is the story.
Yeah, I get you, yeah. Well, I'll have to try that.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Maybe that'll be our challenge for next week is make a set
series.
of images. Yeah, make a set of images that tells a story about a subject.
Okay, I like it, sure.
Yeah, all right, cool. So you had St. Louis Revival as your theme, and I had just random encounters with animals as mine. Because I was coming back from a trip where I was taking pictures of the stars, and that video is going to be coming out somewhat soon.
Okay.
I had like 2 shots left in my Canon TLB, so I was like, you know what, yeah, sure, I'll just go walk around this like one park called like Fort Negley Battleground, and it's like this hill that overlooks Nashville, and I'm like, I'll probably see something cool there, maybe like an overlook of the city. And I like just was walking around the loop, and there really wasn't anything interesting. It was just a ton of dead plants, and it was like kind of yucky and lame. And then I started hearing sheep, and I was like the undistinguishable like bah type thing, and I'm like, where is that coming from? Yeah, I mean, I was like, is someone like playing sheep noises through a speaker? And so I like started looking up on the hill, and then I was like next to all these water bowls right here. And all these sheep started just running down the hill because I guess it was their drinking time. And they were like kind of nervous to be around me. But I just stood really still, and then they just started drinking water. And I was like, all right, cool. This is the perfect time to like take a picture of them drinking water on film.
Yeah. This is a film.
Yeah, this is on film.
Cool, man. It looks like it.
I know, dude. Well, because I love the dynamic range of it too, because it's like, you know, all obviously they're in the shade, but like you could still make out some detail in this grass, you know. It's out of focus, but like, you know, it's not like it's completely blown out.
Yeah.
And then like the way that the light's filtering through on their wool, you know,
their faces are perfectly lit as well, but total dynamic range.
Yeah, I think I you know, and that's one of the main benefits of film is like really showing off lighting scenarios. But Yeah, so I loved it because I mean it's like, you know, you can tell these two are definitely concerned, and these younger ones like could not care less. They're just thirsty. I kind of like the overall frame, and I like just how the lighting turned out in the situation. And also, I got electrocuted taking this because apparently this fence was electrified, and I didn't notice that. So good thing the TLB doesn't really have any electrical parts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You might have fried it.
Yeah.
I love this one, man. I think this one is, well, to conclude, I think this might be my favorite of yours, although I really like the other one is excellent too. But this one is so cool because like it just feels like, I don't know, man, the top right of the frame still has a subject, which is usually, you know, I have a sky in the top of mine, but in the top of yours, you know, or this one, it's like there's actually a goat. So the whole frame is like used up, and it's kind of like slanted.
Yeah, no, I think the weighting in this one's cool because it's like it's still pretty center weighted with the sheep's head right in the middle, but like everywhere you look there's still something interesting to see.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there really is no major amount of negative space, but I don't feel like I'm cutting off anything in a way that's distracting. You know, like obviously the sheep's butt is a little out of frame, but like I don't think it needs to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like this one. I thought it was cool, and it was such a weird encounter, man. Like this week was full of weird random encounters with animals. So that's my week.
Another one is super cool too, the dog. I mean, just the story of it, but you know, the image too.
Yeah. Yeah, the image is cool, but that one's definitely more of a story, and I feel like I was documenting that more for my sake than I was for like the sake of the art of taking a picture of a dog. You know, I was more of just like, what a weird thing that happened. You know.
Yeah. Well,
so
I like the sheep too because they're just random. They're like,
it's such
hi.
a weird thing.
Who are you?
So many random encounters. So
cool,
yeah, man. Photography always takes you to weird places
really does.
and makes you experience new things. I love the dynamic it's adding into my life.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I've been to a lot of places, like I said at the beginning, that I've never been, you know, or that I went to and forgot about or never even knew were cool, you know, until I went back in with a camera and I was like, oh wait, what? You know, this is So it does. It makes you to go try new things and see new things.
It's a beautiful thing and a great hobby.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to about wrap it up.
Sure.
So, you know, let everyone, you know, thank you so much for watching. You know, we're trying to cut these down, show a little less pictures, so you know it's a little more consumable.
Yes, but we hope you enjoy, and thank you.
Yeah, you know, and if you guys, you know, let us know what you'd like to see. If you have any photo challenges or anything like that, you know, DM us on Instagram or leave a comment in the video too. You know, we love that fan interaction.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, make sure to check out our Instagram at DB_exposure.
And check out our other videos too if you liked it. We got lots of cool pictures and plenty of interesting conversation.
Lots of good commentary from verified amateurs. But
absolutely true.
Anyway, make sure to subscribe, like if you liked it, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
You got any last input, Ryan?
Peace.